it's Natasha and thank you so much for joining me today. Well, today I am going to be creating a quick and simple project, and yet it turns out pretty good. But this is a reminder that actually we can keep things super simple. Not everything has to be a brand new idea. You can just add a tiny little touch, something hand-drawn, something extra, and it can change it into a gorgeous, gorgeous card. Now, we are going to be doing some masking today. I'm going to be using the Gina masking magic sheets. I'm using some nesting dies. These ones happen to be from Hero Arts. However, lots and lots of companies do beautiful nesting dies. These are also called stacking dies, and they are just really, really close together in stages so that there is not too much difference. You could either skip a stage, you could do the same size circle. Here I've chosen to go one up and down from each other, just for no good reason other than that I can pop the two dies through at the same time if I use a different size. So that is the masking sheet on the top that I have run through my die cutting machine. Don't throw away those circles because we're going to use those in a minute for some of the ink blending and the details around the outside. But I am left with this sheet. I did cut it. It actually was a previous piece I'd cut, and it's slightly smaller than my page, but that's okay. It's fine. We'll make it work. So I will just add a tiny little bit of the masking, either like some mint tape or a scrap of this Gina that I can pop above so that I don't get my card base, because this is directly onto my card base. So this is one of those times I just felt like doing a little bit of light ink blending, a little bit of light stamping, and I wanted to be away laughing, all done. So I'm using some of those extra scraps I said just to do the pieces at the top and the bottom so I don't get the card base. But anyhow, for a little bit of light ink blending, I'm going so simple. This is Spun Sugar and Squeezed Lemonade Distress Oxide inks, and I'm choosing these two because they are beside each other on the color wheel, which means when they mix, they're going to make that orangey sort of color, and I'm not going to run into any problems there. So it can look like 3 colors, or it can just look like 2. I don't even have to blend them too much. They can just meet in the middle. That's also fine as well. If you didn't want to use inks to do ink blending, then you could use some sprays. You could make your own sprays. You could do some watercolors. You could do some alcohol markers. You could do lots and lots of different things. You could use re-inkers and do a swiping technique. That would be fun too. But here I'm just going for super light. So this is just 2-second ink blending, and it really does make it nice and quick. I'm doing pink down the bottom of the first one and at the top of the second, and that means that I can just do the yellow at the very top and the very bottom. And again, these are going to meet a little bit and make a little bit of an orange, but not a specifically bright orange. I'm just going for a light background color here. Now, I am going to do a bit of hand-drawn detail with a black ink pen, which is what I had said in the beginning. I do think that like some fun stamped circular borders or fun stamped straight borders that you could either add or you could either, bend them yourself. That would be a cool creation that I haven't really seen. But anyhow, nonetheless, we'll do it ourselves for now. Now, those are the 2 masks that I started off with at the beginning that I cut out. I've just put those back over top. And then I'm just hand drawing. And you can see that this is perfectly, unbelievably not straight. These lines are not perfect. But I'm doing a little zigzag pattern, and then I'm doing 3 little crosses on every other zigzag. And then this just makes, some really nice hand-drawn detail that goes around the edge. And I think this, it gives it its own personality for sure. You could do lots of different things. There are so many different designs you could do out. You could just do some like the wobbly edges, the wobbly lines that I do around some of the cards. You could do those, but in a circular fashion going around the outside here. I think that would look really cute too. It's up to you. There are lots and lots of designs out there for this as well. I'm just going really basic, and then I'm actually going to go and stamp more in the center of the circles. I just wanted to get this bit done, make sure I liked it before I carried on. So at the moment, I quite like that. It's off to a good start. We're doing well. And then I am going to pop my original mask back on because, as I said, I want to do some stamping in those circles. Now you could stamp some foliage or plants or something in one and then a sentiment in the other, but I was just keen to fill these both up. These almost reminded me like sunsets, I feel like. I mean, obviously not because they're in reverse of each other, but nonetheless, I really like that kind of soft, goldeny sort of look. And so I did choose to go with some flora and fauna, I would say. This is the Nature Lovers collection from Prima. Now, these are a really low price point for this whole stamp set. I think it was $6 or so plus the discount code. There is pretty much always a discount code to put in to give you an extra discount, so make sure that you get that over at scrapbook.com. And as I said, I am not paid by them or sent products by them, none of the above. It's where I tend to purchase mine from, just because I get a good range there. Their shipping to New Zealand, where I am, is really good and affordable. Most of all, affordable, because there are lots of companies out there where it's really expensive to get it all the way to us, which I definitely can understand. But yeah, they do a pretty good job. Where I can find things locally or I can purchase it locally, then I will do. And when I mean locally, I basically mean within my country, because there are no real paper crafting stores in the city that I live in. But there are some up on another island, up the top, the North Island. And there are a little bit further up the island that I live on too, but nothing that I can really, easily drive to. So it does usually mean purchasing online, but that's okay. I have filled in these circles the best that sort of enough that I wanted to, some of them kind of crawling up the sides. I really like filling in to the edges of the circle. I just think that makes for a really nice crisp edge. And then when I pull it all off, I quite like the look of this all together. Then I have Gina K's little set here. This is just gorgeous. I love all these sayings, but mainly I love it for two reasons. One, it's a small stamp set, so that comes with a much lower price point, which we love. And two, it has all the different occasions. Like, it has a get well soon, it has the sympathy, it has the birthday, it has the friend, it has the grateful, and that's just all in one little stamp set. So it means it covers a whole lot of occasions. And actually, I feel like this one could have done almost any of these, and I sort of was debating at the time. It was going to be a get well soon card, but actually the with sympathy sort of ended up fitting a little bit better, and I felt like this was appropriate for the with sympathy one as well. So I thought I would pop that one on. At this point, once I've done all this work, because this is directly onto the card base, I am going to use my stamping platform, just because, yeah, I've done all the work and I don't want to ruin it at this point. Not that I probably would, but, it would be frustrating for me if at this point I did ruin it, or I dropped the stamp or something like that. So that's okay. I'm doing it with my stamping platform, and see, look, it only partially stamped, so I must have known. If you end up trying a technique similar to this, where it's just nice and sweet and simple, and some hand-drawn details make all the difference, then I would love to see your versions of this. So come over to my Facebook group. It's called Come Crafting with Natasha. Make sure you join the bigger one, which has around 18 or so thousand wonderful, beautiful, supportive members in it, and we would love to see you there. No matter whether you want to post pictures or you just want to have a look at everybody else's beautiful creations, we'd love to see you. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this quick and simple, easy peasy card today. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Thanks, bye.